In TPOT, so far, many characters who didn't really have a chance to shine in BFB are now in the spotlight. We are now seeing more of their personalities shine. And now, some contestants who nobody cared for in BFB are now fan favorites in TPOT. And in this video, I came up with who I think are the top 10 BFB contestants that may have not been that good in previous seasons, but had major improvements in the episodes of TPOT that we have seen so far. This list is based off of how these characters changed in the views of the audience and how much they grew on me personally. Okay, enough yapping, let's see the list. Number 10. Fanny really had one joke in BFB, and that was saying, "I hate you," or just hating everything. While in TPOT, hating everything is still Fanny's main trait, she is much more fleshed out. Putting her in Death Pact again was a very interesting choice, but I'm glad she did get put there, because she's a lot of fun on that team. She is much funnier than she was in this season, and she has much more going for her than just hating things. And she always says everything with such aggression, even when it's not mean at all, which is funny to me.
Thank you for your service, Fishy!
Fanny has taken a huge step up this season, and I'm glad to see it. Number 9. Bottle didn't do pretty much anything in BFB. She was always a silly character who would say some random things, but she barely got any screen time. She was never in the spotlight and would just show up every third episode and have a couple silly lines here and there. Her personality has not changed much, but now she's getting much more screen time, so we can see a lot more of Bottle in action. She still has her childish nature and always has a smile on her face, even if it's something really bad that's happening. So pretty much the opposite of what I just talked about for Fanny. Also, Bottle is the only member of the S with all of their limbs. So Bottle will need to be a much more integral part of the team during challenges, because she might be the only one capable of certain things. She came so far from where she was in BFB, and I expect to see even more of her in the future. Number 8. Gady did not really do much in BFB, but we are seeing so much more of her in TPOT. She seems to now be the voice of reason, and she's shown to be very mature, probably the most out of the whole cast.
David and Dora?
What? That's clearly 4 and X.
In BFB, Clock, for the most part, was the main voice of reason and mature person. But yeah, I don't think he's really that anymore. And Gady has taken over his spot. I'm really enjoying Gady in TPOT, and I'm hoping we can see more of her. In BFB, she did pretty much nothing, and we had no idea about her personality. But now, we know much more about her. And Gady also has a pretty cool relationship with 2, which is also fun to watch. Number 7. I did not like Snowball before TPOT. He was just a one-dimensional bully who did not have much going for him. But now he is so much better. He's become so much more funny, and he causes so many funny moments with his attitude. One main thing that made Snowball funnier in TPOT is how he gets humbled often now.
I'll throw because I have
This didn't really happen in BFB, which made him less likable. And now he's also much more of a team player this season, and he's much nicer to his teammates now.
Speak for yourselves!
What? Snowball?
I think Grassy did a pretty great job today.
I mean, I like a good mean character, but this adds more complexity to Snowball, and I think this works best for him. He also has his impulsive nature, which is one of his best traits in BFB, which still remains in TPOT, and it continues to be hilarious.
I just don't know which one of these pulleys does this.
Let's just pick one then.
What have you done?
Number 6. Teardrop did have a pretty big part in BFB. She even made it to the final 3. While she was enjoyable, she wasn't much of a major character in my opinion. But wow, she is amazing in TPOT. She's on her own team, so she has to be in the spotlight. It's been so fun watching Teardrop play in TPOT so far. We can really see her personality shine without her even talking. We did see a bit of her aggressive personality towards the end of BFB, but now she's really letting it show, and she is ruthless. She is defeating full teams with her being all by herself. You would think the joke of her being on her own team would get old or be overused, but in my opinion, I think she gets just the right amount of screen time. She doesn't take up too much of the episode or distract from anything. She's normally just her own silly side quest, which is always very entertaining. I mean, she was a favorite in BFB before because she made the final 3, but her being on her own team now makes her much bigger of a character than she ever was before, and she won the hearts of many fans this season. Number 5. Marker was always a silly character, but in BFB he was very one-dimensional. His main traits were him wanting to play toss the dirt and having a silly voice. But wow, in TPOT he is so much better. He is so much more of a complex character. and his voice doesn't even define him as much as it used to, because even without it, he'd still be a really good character. He's also very useful to his team, and is a very unique but fun addition to Death Pact again. We can also see how much he improved in the eyes of the viewers by just looking at the vote counts. In his first elimination, he was in the bottom 2, but then in his very next one, after just a few episodes, he got the most votes by a landslide. And that's on Death Pact again too, where almost all of the characters are really good. I will say, probably a reason for his big boost in votes is the Roblox game Find the Markers and the marker plushie, but still, he probably gets a lot of votes without those, and I think he'll be around for a long time. Number 4. Basketball was not a well-liked character at all before TPOT. Nobody liked Basketball, and she did not add much of anything in BFB. However, in TPOT, she got so much better. She has a really cool dynamic with Golf Ball now, with her also being a smart inventor, causing a really fun rivalry. She also has a really cool dynamic with Robot Flower, and we're seeing more of that. Basketball has taken the leadership role on the strongest team on Earth, always coming up with the strategies, making inventions. She's pretty much Golf Ball, but nicer. And she also doesn't crave power and demand leadership like Golf Ball. She is just a natural leader of the team, and they all respect her. Basketball would probably be even higher on the list, but she almost got eliminated last elimination, which is honestly a shame, as she's such an integral part of her team every episode, and has so much more potential that we need to see. Number 3. Oh my god. I love Eraser and TPOT so much. He went from a pretty mid character in my opinion to my top 3 in just a few episodes in TPOT so far. I have no idea why Pen's getting so many votes while Eraser's in danger. Eraser is 100 times better than Pen, in my opinion. It's fine if you like Pen more. In BFDI, he was just known as the boring one, and was very one-dimensional. And in the seasons after that, it pretty much stayed the same. But holy moly guacamole, in TPOT whenever he is on screen, he steals the show. He is so funny in every scene, especially the ones with Teardrop. He's such a troll, and it's always so awesome to watch. And he always has some hilarious one-liner to say.
Yeah, but no.
What, baby time over.
Every scene with Eraser in it is guaranteed to tickle your funny bone. I have been so pleasantly surprised by Eraser in this season so far, and it's really a shame not many people seem to agree with me. He did not get as many votes as he should have in TPOT, and I really hope people realize that he is golden. Number 2. Pillow went from being a complete nobody to stealing the show whenever she is on screen. Oh my god. Going into TPOT, I would have never expected that Pillow would become such an amazing character, but she is incredible. In BFB, nobody really cared for Pillow. She was one of the first safe in the one elimination she attended, but if they lost again, I don't know how safe she would have been. But in the one elimination she attended in TPOT, she had the most votes on her team, and that was before TPOT 5, in which she had the best episodes for a single character ever. Not only does Pillow carry your team in comedic value, but in the challenge too. And Pillow is a menace. She will say the most unhinged, psychopathic things with just a blank grin on her face, and she almost never breaks from that expression.
Pillows don't have hearts, and I'm not your friend.
She kills her teammates so frequently and so casually. And she's also so powerful for no reason. She does all the crazy things she does with such ease and just cannot be stopped, not even by Puffball. Pillow even changed the definition of gravity just because she did not like it.
That definition sucks. There.
Pillow went from a character nobody cared about to being an undeniable fan favorite. And I feel bad for everybody else on Just Not, because they get so outshined by Pillow. Even if a character on that team has a really big moment, Pillow can just say one line and steal the whole scene. Anytime Pillow is on screen, it is gold, and she will be here for a long time in TPOT. Before I show the number 1 spot, here are a few honorable mentions.
This is the worst day of my life.
Are you cool with dying for this challenge?
Sure.
Yay!
Whoa! Oh my gosh!
No! That's the third time you've treated Puffball badly! Back off, Golfball!
She'll sabotage our team.
Then how about Puffball and I go sabotage the other teams? Let's go, Puffball!
Huh?
And I got blobs. No need to thank me, really. But you can still thank me anyway. Guys?
And now, the person I feel had the biggest improvement in TPOT compared to other seasons is Puffball. I am so glad Puffball is getting so much time in the spotlight this season. In BFB, she got barely any screen time, despite being such a major character in BFDIA. She had a crazy big part in the final episode of BFDIA, but until recently, it was never expanded upon, which was such huge missed potential. But ever since TPOT 3, she's been a major character in every single episode. Seeing her sabotage the other teams always leads to great moments.
Here's the answer, Remote. Your funny plant is now absorbing water from Ice Cube's body instead of the soil. She is quickly shriveling up and may die in mere minutes. So the decision is yours. Snip your funny plant to halt the absorption or let Ice Cube wither away into nothingness. You did say your team was all about preventing death.
Dang, she's clever.
I did not expect her to be so malicious, but it's so great. She is an insane force and is so hard to be stopped. And in the last few episodes, she's been incredible. Even in BFDIA, when she was winning the prize vote every time, she didn't actually really have a major personality other than being a cool character with a cool voice that could fly. Honestly, it's such a shame she was in the middle of the pack of votes last elimination. And also surprising. Even TV got more votes than her, which to me is absurd, but that's fine if you don't agree. And while she may not be as beloved as she was in BFDIA, she is so much more interesting of a character, and she had so much fun drama for us to watch whenever she is on screen. And she's been so consistent with her too, it's not just been a one episode thing. Ever since TPOT 3, every single episode, she's had such a big part, and it's awesome. Which is completely different than in BFB. Because of how much she impacts every episode, she has to be my #1 pick. But, what are your lists? Is there anybody I should have added to the list, who I should have not had on this list? Who should have been higher or lower? Let me know! And if you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. Do all that good stuff, please. If this video does well enough, I'll make a part 2. Top 5 BFB contestants who got worse in TPOT. And if you want to help me make that list, join my Discord. My server helped me come up with this list, and if you join, you can help with the next one. Or you could even suggest future videos for me to make. But thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you again. Goodbye.